What's up, guys? It's Atronics here. We're looking at the first official tier list of Season 8.5 of Marvel Rivals. These are my impressions based off the gameplay I've seen, the new nerfs and buffs, and all the rest of the characters in the game. Just one thing, too, these are just my opinions off of the lobbies I play in and gameplay I see from content creators and ranked. So people will always have a difference in opinion here. Also, I'm sick, but just so you know. So for tanks, Devil Dino, I put in S tier. He's got a pretty big nerf for season 8.5, and I think people will see that he's not as meta as he once was in the beginning of season 8. So you'll see that they lowered the percentage damage per second of the bleed effect from 3% to 1.5%. I think these nerfs are going to do a little bit. I think he'll be less banned in ranked and stuff like that, but I think he's still going to be good, so I'm keeping him an S. For Groot, I think Groot is a solid tank. You can pair his ult with other ults like Moon Knight. His walls are annoying, a problem for a lot of support players. I wouldn't say meta, but I'm going to put him S tier for season 8.5. Groot's a good counter for, Penny Parker. You can drop a wall on her nest, gets rid of it instantly. The counter for other people too. But Strange, there's no big changes happening to Strange, and I put him between like A and B tier. So just an FYI, I play in like Diamond and Grandmaster lobbies at this point and competitive. And so this is just based off of, those lobbies and even people I see creating content in the higher lobbies. You know, you'll see a variation, right, in this list compared to if you watch other ones, but just an FYI, there's no big stranges to change. Yeah, that's we'll keep that. There's no change to Strange, and I put him in like A or B tier because his portal can win games and his ultimate is super strong, but his like primary attack is kind of weak, but his shield is good and he can block a lot of damage and can kind of like walk up on point, but I think he could be better. So he's like in between A and B for me. I'm going to keep him at A. Captain America, I know I might get some backlash for this, but I actually think he's like B tier. A lot of people put him in like S or almost meta. Maybe it's just the lobbies I play in. I just don't think he gets as much value as people think for a team. He dives into like the back line or goes into the back line. See a lot of people doing that, especially in the lobbies I play him. He isolates himself from the team so much, and I feel like he just doesn't get picks. A lot of cap players don't get picks. They just run around. They literally just run around, and what I see a lot is cap will go in the back and try to mess with the supports, and sometimes the tank and half the other team pushes up and just kills the Caps team. That's what I'm seeing a lot. So on the right player, he's good, right? And you might see top 500 putting him like S. I just put him in B. Like, you can be good on any of these characters, by the way. I'm just going to say that. Like, I'll put Widow at F, right? But the right player can be good on Widow. That doesn't mean it's just the value that they're providing on a team. That's what this is. So Hulk, I'm going to put A or S tier. Honestly, probably if there was a tier between these, I'd put him there. I think he's really good. Uh, Insanely good Hulk players don't die a lot because they use his kits so well. They fly in, get a kill or two, bubble off, get in the back line with their healers, and support players hate him. You know, he's A. Magneto's a very strong pick, especially this season with the buff he's getting. And for that, I'm gonna put him in S. So he's getting a buff to his ult with damage increase to it and maximum duration. right here. And the fact that he can counter so many people's ults, I think that his primary attack is kind of weak, and it makes me want to put him A. But I think in this season with that buff, he's gonna be S tier. So Angela, this is very tricky. So at the start of season 8, most of the community put her in F tier. She doesn't do a lot of damage. The value she get is not great. You do get the occasional good Angela player though, in some maps where she disrupts the back line and pushes people off the map. She's got a really good buff in the patch notes, as you'll see here. Bunch of reductions in cooldown, increased shield recovery rate, reduced interval between shields. I just think as a whole, she's not the greatest tank though. Like, I think they'll keep giving her buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs or whatever. And I don't think she'll ever be as good as like these S tier tanks. To me, she's more like a DPS. That's just me though. So I'm gonna put her C. That's what I think she's going to be this season, even with. Some people might still put her F. I'm putting her C. I think she'll be a lot more playable, though. So Venom, he's one of the most annoying dive tanks, and I think his primary attack is a little weak. He's actually strong, though. I think I put him in like A tier. I dive players and tanks who master Venom are really good, and that's why I put him in A tier. He's solid. As an upfront tank, though, I don't think he's good at all. Rogue. So Rogue in my lobbies is actually like here, or maybe B. I'd probably say B. With the Gambit team up, she's like an A, right? And now she's got even more buffs for season 8.5. And I say she's going to be like in between A and S tier. So Rogue is getting cooldowns on her abilities, increased absorbed damage, energy conversion ratio from 35 to 55%. With the Gambit team up, she's insane too. So I it's so hard to. I'm gonna put her an A. So Thor, I actually really like Thor. He's not the best tank and he's not the worst. He can really mess up a team with his lightning surge attack. He abuses the backline a lot like crazy. So I think he fits in B tier, especially for this season. 8.5. Right now, Emma, I'm telling you right now, since Dino got a nerf, I genuinely believe that she is meta. I think she is going to be meta for this entire season. As a frontline tank, going up against her is so annoying. Her primary attack is good, her ice shield's good. When she switches forms, she's able to slam someone to the ground. You can kick people back into your backline, and then your entire team just annihilates whoever she kicks back, or throws to the ground. I think she's super, super strong. I actually think this season she will be as equal as Dino or better. I think Thing is good. I'd say around A tier. He's great for dive counter, obviously. He can counter so many other characters. I was just telling someone the other day that when you play Thor against Thing, you swing your hammer up against Thing, and the Thing doesn't move. Like, you can't kidnap Thing. He'll always be a solid tank, especially for this season, so I put him A. Penny, for defense and maps with choke points, so frustrating to play up against. And in those situations, she's like literally like B, I think. And these are, when I play in like Diamond Grandmaster lobbies, she can be good. And then when I see people playing her on attack, once the nest is gone, she has like no great value. So I'm actually going to keep her B. And Cloak. I put Cloak like A or B here. I think Magneto being buffed and just being able to counter her ult makes her not as good. Um, yeah, I think she could be better though. Adam Warlock, this is so tricky because he does good damage, right? And his Born Again ability is nice, but I don't see a lot of people playing him. He's getting awesome buffs for season 8.5. We go down here to Strategist, right here. He's getting an increase to damage to healing conversion efficiency, and his avatar life stream charge time reduction goes from 0.48 to 0.67. Um, it's so hard to rank him though. So I'm going to put him C. So for Jeff, I like to say Jeff is about here. His healing is okay. His ultimate, I've seen him win so many ranked games with his ult. And I think he's insanely hard to kill and track down. So I'm putting him A. For season 8.5 for Loki, I don't see an insane amount of people playing him, but I actually think he's very strong. And I'm going to put him in A. I think his heals are very good. The right person that plays him, he's insanely annoying and one of the better supports right now. So Luna, I will say right now, is meta. Maybe it's just the lobbies I play in. Maybe it's just the people that I see playing her. The fact that people can just go DPS Luna as a support is kind of crazy. Her Ice Ball is annoying. Her clapping of her hands is annoying. Her healing is insane. She's meta for season 8.5. Mantis, I put her like B or C just because I don't see a lot of people playing her either. I don't think she's awful. I think she has good abilities. I'm actually going to put her B. It's so difficult. She's not as good as Luna, Rocket, White Fox, but a lot of people don't play her either. So kind of like B or C. In this, I'm going to put her A. I think timing her ultimate can win games. I think her ultimate is so much stronger than a lot of other support ults, like the White Fox ult. So she's sitting like here for this season. Ultron, they're nerfing him, and in my opinion, he's not even played a lot. And as a healer, I don't think his passive is great at all. His drone. He's getting a nerf. If you go to the patch notes, I will link down below. He's getting a nerf. And to me, he wasn't even great to begin with. Like, why aren't a lot of people playing him? He's more like a triple support. You know, I think some of the high up content creators, players, see him probably in like B or sometimes A, but I don't think he's that strong. And now he's getting nerfed even more for season 8.5. White Fox, I think she's super, super strong. One of the best supports in the game. She's getting a slight nerf, but I believe she's still good and will continue to be one of the best. I'm actually going to put her S tier. You know, the fact that you can be able to teleport to heal yourself and to your allies is great. You can be so close to death to healing up to full and blocking damage at the same time. And then you can go from, you know, healing to her claw form and get heals off of that and do an insane amount of damage. Like the stat category, she blocks damage, she heals, and does damage all in one. She's a high MVP a lot. Rocket, super, super solid. His ult, revive beacon, his movement, he's super small. I think he's S tier as well. I think White Fox and Rocket are better than Invis right now in season 8.5. So BP, Black Panther, and my lobbies, a really good BP is like maybe A tier. I probably more like B tier though. I don't. I think in higher ranked, like if you're in like Celestial and higher, he's not played as much and he's not as good. That's why I put him B. So Black Widow, I'm gonna put F. They've made no changes to her. She just doesn't have enough. You know, I'm not saying you can't be good on any of these characters, but she just doesn't have good value. Like her ultimate is just so buns too. Like I think she's fun to play sometimes. She's just not good. Hawkeye, I like to say D or C. I've seen some good players. We don't see him like a lot. And for this season, you're not going to see him a lot either. And for that, I'm going to put him. The occasional Hawkeye player is really good, actually. I'm going to put him in. I have to put him D. If I had to switch, I think Hawkeye is better than Ultron right now. I know they're in two different categories, but for that, I'm putting Ultron D and I'm going to put Hawkeye C. Hella's pretty solid. I think she's definitely around this tier. Definitely A tier. And then the Namor team up with her is great. Iron Fist, I'd like to say around C or B tier. I might get a lot of backlash for the C. I think he's more like B. He's a huge tank buster. And they buffed him in the beginning of season 8. With Cyclops, though, I don't know. I'm going to put him, my prediction is B. Iron Man, in my lobbies, I'd say he's like a C-ish. He's not as great as the other DPS. Content creators like Flats and stuff say that he's buns and stuff. I think, like I said, in the right hands, he can be insane, but the value, his ult is good. In my lobby, he maybe be B, but more likely a C. Magic, I'd like to say she's A. Especially in lower ranked competitive, people can't counter her. She's insanely hard to counter. Like sometimes people can't even hit her, And so I put her A. I think that's a good spot for her. Moon Knight, I think he's super strong. He's getting a lot of nerfs. In the patch notes, you will see everything on him is getting nerfed. I mean, he's always been good, right? So they're reducing single shot damage, moonblade damage, 80 to 70, 25 to 23. Crescent darts and moonblades bounce between enemies or onks. They adjusted the damage between per bounce, but I still think he's going to be good. So I'm going to put him, with this nerf in season 8.5, I'm going to put it A. But before that, I'd put him S. Namor, I've always liked Namor. He's solid. I'm going to put him with Hela. Like, they're around the same tier, in my opinion. And the team up just makes them better. Psylocke, she, for me, is like a B or C tier. I'm going to probably put her B because I don't think she's as bad as these characters. In the right hand, she's good. Compared to the rest of the DPS, though, I don't think she's as strong. Scarlet Witch, I'm going to put her like B or A. If you're playing in Diamond lobbies, she's annoying. There's some really good Scarlet Witch players. Higher up competitive, people will put her probably like B, I think. But I put her A. She's kind of a demon. She's a demon in comp. Spider-Man, I'd say like A. Lower ranks, I know people hate him and think a really good Spider-Man, they put him here. I think he's even like lower elo players, are starting to be able to counter him. So I'd put him like B or A. I'm gonna keep him in B. I think he's good. So I'm gonna say this right now, Squirrel Girl, and all of the pros will say she's not picked, she doesn't provide a lot of value, but in lower tier elo, she's actually good. I'm talking like A tier good. Why? Like people are banning her in like diamond lobbies, and people laugh, but You know, a good Squirrel Girl player, you know how many times, like, the back line, Squirrel Girl's good. I wouldn't put her as good as overall value, I'd put her like B. Really, honestly. She's not as bad as everybody thinks. So Star-Lord is getting a nerf. I think he will still be good though. More like A tier. I think before, in the beginning of season 8, he was S. So I'm gonna put him here. In the patch notes, they're making it so his damage fall off is lowered. I think it's gonna affect some players, but I still think he's going to be good. Bucky, I think Bucky is actually better than what people think. He's sitting at like A tier for me as well. There are some insane Buckies, all right? Let me tell you. I actually think he's I don't know. He's different. He's different. Wolverine, ready for this? I'd say like B tier. I think he's good. Right now, I think he's probably on the same level as like Iron Fist. And I think in season 8.5, I think it'll be picked even more. Mr. Fantastic, I do him next. My opinion, he's actually like A tier. I genuinely believe he's A tier. And pros have put him lower, but he's stronger in my opinion than most people think. Storm. So when Storm is actually played, she's like A tier. Maybe B. Maybe B. I'm actually gonna put her A. I think she's good. I think that her ultimate is insane too. Like it smacks. Phoenix got a nerf for this season, but is still super strong. And she's gonna be super strong still. Her damage is still good, and from range, she just picks people off. You know, some people might put her meta for this season 8.5. As a DPS, she's probably one of the best in the game right now. You know, Cyclops is brand new to season 8.5, and he's probably going to be meta. I played him, I've seen people play him, and he's kind of broken from what people are doing already. So I'm putting him here, I'm putting Phoenix like here. Blade, I think Blade is going to struggle with this new Cyclops season. They did give him more buffs. They gave Blade more buffs right here. I still don't think that he's going to be insane. He's probably going to sit around C tier. Some people might say D. I think he's going to be here. Daredevil, this kid is diabolical, and he got nerfed. They reduced a bunch of stuff. I still think he's going to be insane though. Probably between A and S tier. I'm going to say S tier. Phoenix and Daredevil were meta in the beginning of season 8. But I think that for season 8.5, they're going to be put here. For DPS though, they are meta DPS. But as a whole, I put them S. Gambit, I think Gambit will be meta still, or S tier. He's getting some nerfs. I think he might be banned a little bit less. His ultimate is just so good, and what he provides is so good. So I put him between like meta and S. Deadpool healer, he got some buffs as well. He's definitely better than others think too. He's probably C, right? But I actually think he's B. Usually people run triple support with him because he's not the best healer, but they actually buffed him, and I actually think he's going to be being close to A tier. I'm telling you right now, Punisher, is S tier, and he's gonna be S tier for season 8.5. His simple kit is just, it does so much damage. He farms Dino, his ult shreds. He's easy to play. His shotgun's insane. They didn't make any nerfs to him. He's gonna be cracked. So for Torch, Torch got more buffs, and I think he's, the thing is he's not played that much. He's not played enough to like rank. So for that, I have to put him like D or C. Elsa, Bloodstone. I think she's good. I think she's like sitting around like A tier. Uh, I think that she could be better, and they also buffed her a little bit. Elsa Bloodstone. Legacy grows stronger. I think people will be annoyed by this because, see right here, reduces the damage required to upgrade the passive skill Inherited Instinct from 1667 to 1111. The damage to rating conversion multiplier is increased from all of those zeros to 0.9. I'm not reading all that. And Black Cat. I think Black Cat, her abilities as a whole are just goated. You know, there are a lot of nerfs happening to her. If you read in the patch notes, it's literally like this huge thing. So I think she's going to be picked less. I think she's going to be banned less. I think as a character though, she's still going to be good. I'm not, she's not meta. She's not going to be meta for 8.5. I still think that she's going to be insane even with all the nerfs. Maybe she'll get down to A tier. Maybe. But I still think she's right here just for all of the value she provides. So, this is my tier list. I really hope that you guys liked it. Um, Questions, comments, drop them below. And I hope you guys enjoy the new season.